All right, so we're going to go through some word problems using the graph of a quadratic equation. So in this first problem, I'm going to shoot myself out of a cannon. My flight path that I travel can be modeled by this equation. Y is equal to negative x squared plus 6x. What's the maximum height that I reach, and how far horizontally did I get shot? So what I can do here is I can actually just go ahead and graph this equation. So I can go y is equal to negative x squared plus 6x. And so, again, what I'm thinking of is this is me flying through the air and then boom, like that. So what I want to do, again, is I want to make a table out of this. So I get my vertex is the ordered pair 3, 9. And then again, whenever I'm making a table, I want to do the two numbers that are around 3. With positive numbers, it's usually easier, but I should be able to, if I zoom in and use this, I've got 1 and 2 on the left, and then I've got 4 and 5 on the right. And so what I can do is I can go to my table, and with this one, I can either delete all my rows, or I can just go ahead and add some rows on here. So I know I'm gonna have 1 through 5. So 1 is 5, 2 is 8, 4 is 8, and 5 is 5. So there's my graph, what it should look like. And so when I go ahead and graph those points on here, so 1, 5, 2, 8 goes 1 off my graph, goes another 1 off my graph, down and down. And then what I can actually do is I can see my x-intercepts there, where it runs into my x-axis. If I just add one more point to both sides, I could get 0 and 6, 0. So when I graph this, my parabola should look something like this. And so for this one, when I'm looking at this picture, it says, what is the maximum height that I reach? So again, we're kind of looking at this thinking, this is me flying through the air, all the way here and down. So if I think about what is the maximum height, where's my maximum height, this is the highest that I get right here. That's my vertex, it's my maximum. So the highest I get shot here is going to be that ordered pair 3, 9. The trick is just figuring out which one's my height, which one's my vertical, which is the 9. So I could put 9 is my maximum height. And we could say meters or something like that. So 9 meters is the highest that I get shot. And then it says how far horizontally did I get shot. And again, this is talking about like if I were actually traveling through the air, how far did I make it horizontally, like I was doing a long jump. So how far did I make it? This would be where I end up hitting the ground. So this would be how far horizontally I end up landing. So this is how far horizontally I got shot. So this right there is going to be 6 meters. Just like that. So I graph it, and then based on my graph, then I can go ahead and I can answer the questions based on my graph. With the second one down here, I've got a business called I've Got Pancakes. It can be modeled by this equation, y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 6x plus 2. And so again, I've got a picture looking something like this. I'm going to graph it and then try to answer these questions. There's my vertex. And so when I'm doing this, again, 1.5 is going to be right there on my graph. And so I want to find the two whole numbers that would end up being next to it. So I know I'm going to have 1 on one side and 2 on the other. And then next to 1 would be 0. Next to 2 would be 3. So again, with these, I'm going to add these ordered pairs on here. I'll have to end up putting in 1.5 in where it needs to go, and then add in 3 as well. So 0 is 2, 1 is 6, 6, and then 2. okay? And so once I do this, now I can go ahead and graph this graph. So 0, 2, 1, 6, 1.5, 6.5 is a little bit tricky. Whoops. So 1.5. So here is 1.5, right in between 1 and 2. And then 6.5 is right in between 6 and 7. So where they end up meeting ends up being right there. 2, 6 is right there. And then 3, 2 is right there. And so I can go ahead and draw my graph like this. Just like that. And so again, when I'm looking to answer these questions, so X is the time in years. So this is when my business starts. I'm making good money. It's millions of dollars. Making money, making money, making money. Now I'm losing money, losing money, losing money, losing money, losing money, okay? So the profits that I'm making, I start here, and this is where I start losing money. So what's the maximum profit that I will make, okay? The maximum profit, again, maximum, going to be that top value right there. And then it's just which one is my profit, my money that I'm making. It should be that $6.5 million. And then the last question says, after how many years should I sell my business to make the most money? Right up here, this is when I'm making the most money, when my profits are maxing out. So I should sell my company when I've reached this maximum value. The time, again, is that X value, so it would be after how many years? 1.5 years, okay? If I were to ask the question, when do I go bankrupt? Again, when I go bankrupt is when I'm going to end up having zero money. It's going to end up being right there where my money is zero, right there. And so, again, I can use Desmos to find out exactly what that value is going to be. It's 3.3. So I would know that after 3.3 years, I end up going bankrupt. I have zero money left. So I better sell that thing at 1.5 years to make the most money that I can. So again, each of these problems with word problems, we're graphing it, and then based on our graph, we're trying to figure out, are we using our maximum value, minimum value, or are we trying to find where our graph crosses our x-axis?